So, I had a dream where I was cleaning the dining grill here where I live, and I couldn't figure out why there was more furniture put up than I had already put up from mopping and sweeping. It was lunchtime, and everyone was coming in to eat. While they were gathering their plates, I was unstacking the furniture. But then they started to help and discovered that some of the workers here were the ones who stacked up extra furniture on top of the furniture I had stacked. Another portion of my dream was me walking into the bathroom to wash my hands. I see a girl wrapped up on the floor in what I thought was covers, eventually turning into water as the tub was overlooked and overflowing. As I left the bathroom, I noticed that the flood of water stayed in the bathroom as I began walking down the hallway. The water began wandering down the floor, down and flooding the building. I panicked, running to my room to check on my son, noticing that the water was really deep. He was swimming, but eventually there was a vacuum, I guess to drain the water, and the suction began to pull him down further. So I dived in and grabbed him. Later on, going back down to the dining area, they went to check in the bathroom for the girl. When the family came down, they didn't have the girl with them that was in the bathroom. I thought she must have died. Okay, so this is the dream interpretation book, and I went to water. And it says that our deepest emotions, intuitions, and instincts are in question or under examination when our dreams use a symbolism of water. They may be either reassuring us or making us conscious of deep-rooted conflicts and phobias. They may be encouraging us to dive to the bottom of our problems, to allow our emotions to flow more freely, to stop confining them behind some sort of dam or within two narrow channels, or maybe to seek an emotional rebirth, to give expression to some deep creative urge. Emotional rebirth is like some type of something that you're deeply passionate about to come to fruition. So this part it says water may represent the fluid, unformed aspect of the dreamer, and yet in many dreams of the water, and the dreamer sees his or her resurrection reflection. Water is this a potent image of the unconscious reflecting the self from the surface that may be calm or disturbed, placid or tempestuous. How do you see yourself in the water can be important, but remember, it will be a mirror image. So basically, I feel like the little girl that was cradled up in a bathroom, I feel as though she was one that was kind of drowning in her emotions because she couldn't really, and I also heard that she was autistic, so she couldn't really get out all that she needed to say. She was very closed in. I feel like a lot of those kids were deep in their emotions where they couldn't really express themselves. There was this one day where her brother was, he just started acting out, like he started lashing out, and one of the ladies said they heard him saying that the mom and all of them kept calling him the devil and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe I'm in those waters. Me and my son are in those waters, but maybe my son is sinking deeper, and I've noticed this too. Maybe he's sinking deeper because, they're not acknowledging his problems. They're not acknowledging him or what he's going through. So he's the one that's kicking down into those waters, and I dive in to kind of bring him back up because, his problems aren't relevant to them. And I just lashed out yesterday at the caregiver because she was basically saying that my son, or the daycare, teacher, she was like, my son started screaming or something because he wanted a toy from the other kid, and she's very aggressive, so I really don't trust her around my son, honestly. She's very aggressive, she's very forceful, you know, um, feeling as though she has to be in control of the situation. And when she told me this, he didn't pick up the snowballs, and she was like, well, you're not going anywhere until you pick up the snowballs. And I'm like, and then she was like, I went in there and I picked them up for him. She was like, your mom shouldn't be picking them for you. And she was like, um next time you come down here, you can't play with the snowballs now. She's always very aggressive with my son, and I just don't like that about her. And I told her, I'm just like, my son hasn't eaten. He hasn't slept because he has to wake up every day at 7 o'clock in the morning. He's not getting enough rest. He's not eating. Y'all aren't paying attention to his health. I'm trying my best not to stress the fact that y'all don't understand his autism. And I told her that, and she's like, well, yeah, we do. No, y'all don't understand, because if y'all did understand, y'all wouldn't be pressuring him like this. The fact that I'm sitting here telling you that he hasn't slept, he really hasn't eaten, you're still trying to pick up these snowballs, and you're still putting pressure on him, is showing me that y'all really don't care about the situation. And that just pissed me off. I was like, y'all pissing me off. So I told her that. And like I said, well, we was explaining yesterday about a lot of the moms was telling me about their situation with their kids, and I'm just like, the fact that I went out my way to get a doctor's note and he's still not able to eat when he's hungry is even stressing me even more, because at night I gotta constantly hear him after 7 o'clock when the kitchen is closed. I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. This is stressing me. This is triggering me, and y'all don't care, and when he's out here acting out and stuff like that, it's more of a it's like water, it's a reflection of how he's feeling inside. He's not being taken care of the way I'm not being allowed to take care of him the way he needs to be taken care of. And when he's acting out of character, that's him showing y'all that he needs more attention in these areas, but y'all don't care, And then it's the fact that, like, I do discipline him sometimes, if he's hitting somebody or something. Like, I let him know that's wrong. I sit him down. I take away his phone. It's certain ways that I discipline. But on top of my discipline, I don't need somebody else sitting here trying to discipline him as well, because now, that it's just not right. So the fact that I'm down there in a child care room and she's trying to discipline my son, I'm like, I don't need you disciplining my son. Only I know how to discipline my son the way he needs to be disciplined because of his autism. He need, you know, so I need you to take it easy on him. I'm stressing. He's stressing. But y'all don't care about none of that. And I feel like that's basically what this is saying. It's like a lot of stuff is going on where we are. And it's a lot of waters. It's a lot of people in the water. What is water but emotion? It's a lot of people in the water. And some are drowning, some are floating, some are swimming, you know. But most of all, my kid's in this water as well. And y'all are not acknowledging the fact that he has emotions too. He's feeling a certain way too. y'all have rules and y'all have these limitations on food and this and that. But my son is at the point where he needs to eat when he's hungry. He don't eat on y'all time, you know, and that's a stressor in my life. So I feel like basically this is the interpretation of what that dream was talking about. As for the tables and the stacking and stuff like that, you know, maybe it's just I'm stacking, I'm doing my chores. Basically a symbolization of putting more on my plate that it should than it should be. You know, I stacked the chairs and stuff, and then the fact that they came in and they started stacking more furniture on top of my furniture, you know, basically just saying that it's um it's more than they're putting more on my plate than they should be putting. Um so I like this part when it talked about the Christians. It said Christians had experienced such a dream to dream of giving birth. If you are a woman, may certainly signal a desire for parenthood, but it is likely to be about a desire to bring some creative idea to full fruition, bringing some creative idea to full fruition, to create something not necessarily human life. So it is a lot of women that's in a shelter that are pregnant, you know. So but it's actually also speaking on, you know, some women may be needing to bring to life their idea, giving birth to this idea that they're kind of suppressing inside of themselves because of the situation. To create something not necessarily human life, the nature of the thing or idea you need to express is the way we reveal itself to other dreams. If not, invite your dreams to be more explicit. The image of water as a purifying agent should not be ignored. Shakespeare used it memorably in Macbeth, and if, like Lady Macbeth, you were trying too hard to wash your hands clean or some other part of your body, this may be significant. You may be trying to rid yourself of something unpleasant in your attitude to others or your general behavior. Such a potent symbol should not be difficult to decipher. On the other hand, a vision of a beautiful running stream of fresh water should be rewarding or encouraging symbol of bathing. So basically, like I said in one of my videos, I was like, a lot of people are washing, you know, they're worried about the wrong areas of their life. So it's like you're going to the bathroom and you're trying to wash your face or trying to get clean, you're trying to shampoo, and you're washing, but you still feel dirty. You know, no matter how much you wash yourself, you still feel dirty. There's something in your life, or there's something in your soul. It's not your body, it's your spirit, it's your soul, it's your mind that need cleansed. So I feel like that's where prayer comes in. You need to cleanse yourself, you know, spiritually, not physically. That's if you're still feeling uncomfortable with the situation, you're still feeling uncomfortable physically, then there's something more mentally that you need to pay attention to, something more spiritually that you need to pay attention to. So this is the image to that. So yeah, that's my interpretation of that dream. And my little vent about the situation here. So yeah, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share at your own free will to show you care. And I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Yeah.